Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your mid-April 2016 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Aries. And just as a quick update, for those of you who are new, I do have a website. It's oracledaphne.com. And the way to book with me, if you'd like a private reading, is to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. Just so you know, you can't book a reading through my calendar page or my website. People have gotten a lot better about not posting comments on there, so thank you. I appreciate that. All of my pricing and availability and all that stuff is on my website, so definitely check it out if you are new. And I didn't think I was going to be recording these, but then I decided last minute that I was going to try to get them into my schedule. So, you know, I'm posting them probably a little bit late, but that's okay. At least they're getting done anyway. So, I did say before that I was trying to phase out my mid-month readings, but you know, people are saying that they really want to see them, so I'm trying to do them as much as possible. So anyways, let's see what you guys get. And for those of you who are new, these mid-month readings are for the last couple weeks of the month, okay? 2 to 3, okay? Give or take, and probably there's going to be like a little bleed into May, most likely, depending on when you're watching this. So these are general readings though, so the best way, especially if the videos aren't resonating with you for whatever reason, is to get a private reading. That way I can address specific issues and look at things specifically for you. Okay, so I just wanted to finish up shuffling, and I'm ready to go here. Just gonna lay out a spread for you. So the first thing that's like really striking me is you have the Tower coming in from the outside, okay? And for those of you who are new to my channel, I don't necessarily start with the card in like the center of the Celtic Cross spread, okay? I kind of just start wherever I feel like it. And I'm starting with this card because it's a major arcana card, plus it's in this position which, when the Tower comes in from the outside like this is something really unexpected, okay? But at the same time, this is the universe saying to you, it's time to kind of disintegrate or dissolve what's been going on in your life. So the Tower to me is a divorce or breakup. Now, other people say it's other things. It can be a death. Sometimes. I don't feel like it is in this spread. I feel like this is a more divorce or breakup, okay? If you're with if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or if you're in a married situation. I feel that this can be, in some cases, like an unexpected event that happens. But again, I feel like it's a more divorce or breakup in this instance. But it's coming because the universe is saying it's time to clear out the old. Like, the old needs to go, like in with the new kind of thing. Out with the old, in with the new. And the Tower only happens in this position, in the outcome position. If it happens that way, it happens because you have delayed making a change, okay? So a divorce or breakup, yes, like I feel like people put things off, okay? And I feel like in this case, this is having put it off for so long, and needing, you just can't go forward. This is a major block, okay? Major block. So you can't continue going forward the way you're going forward if you are in a relationship. It's just not going to work. The universe is sort of just like blowing it up so that it can clear down. This is like the tear down of the building or the demolition. Okay, that's kind of how I see it. So the building, if you're in a relationship, is you in the relationship. So so that's what I see. Okay, I'm going to hold the Tower up again. You can see. But it's also, the story of the Tower in this deck to me is about a little village that's, you know, fallen asleep. This is the Brigadoon. Okay, you've fallen asleep for 500 years. Things have remained status quo, status quo, status quo, and then boom, all of a sudden, like lightning strikes the village, and then the village burns to the ground, and there's nothing. Okay, so you know, this is a broken family, a broken home. You may have kids. You do have the 6 of Cups in the recent past, so you may have stayed in a relationship for the kids, or you may have been focused very much on just mundane aspects of life, paying bills, groceries, gas, and stuff. But I definitely feel like you have the Justice card crossing you, which is a lot of times filing paperwork, legal stuff. So in a way, this is not totally coming out of the blue, but you may have been in decisive mode trying to figure out whether you wanted to get a divorce. Maybe you're trying to stay in it for the kids, but at the end of the day, you know, the Tower comes along anyways. So the Tower is also disaster striking, but it can also be warning bells going off and needing to hear them, red flags. Okay, to me the red flag is, you know, to me that you have the 2 of Pentacles in the immediate future, and this is a red flag. Okay, this is finding out someone is doubled up. Okay, this can be guy or girl. I do see it though as a guy who has been dating two women, okay? Most of the time, 90%. 10% of the time, I see it as a person who's trying to multitask, someone who's trying to balance their work and their home life. The kids are showing up here, so, you know, again, this may be family where, you know, you're balancing your, you know, your career and your kids. If you are older and you know, don't have younger kids, and you're in a relationship, then what's happening is, I feel like there's conflict within that relationship, similar to Pisces also, because you got the Knight of Swords showing up for you as well. So I do feel like there's some element of conflict within your partnership. That's the reason why you're contemplating divorce. If you should not heed that warning and continue on, the universe is going to say, okay, you can't continue with this relationship. It needs to come to an end. There'll be something sudden that happens. This can be discovering someone's cheating, okay? Whether you're cheating or your partner's cheating, this is something sudden, okay? But I do feel like if you're contemplating divorce because you're not getting along with your partner or whatever, boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe you're contemplating a breakup, because for those of you who are not married, this can be just a breakup. Then it just is not going to, you're not going to be able to go forward in this relationship. It is possible, female Aries, if you don't heed that caution and you don't file the paperwork, then your partner is going to end up cheating. It's sort of like your partner, how do I say this? It's sort of, if you're having problems in a relationship and for whatever reason you're no longer sleeping with them, or you're not even talking to them, or things have gotten, like, the communication is broken down, then there's like a major hole in the relationship. And what needs to happen is you need to leave. But most people don't leave, they stay, and therefore that the partner is going to go fill or try to, like, you know, get what they're not getting in the relationship, because there's things that are missing. I feel like your communication is causing, like, arguments. You're arguing. You're not communicating well. Okay. For those of you who are single, you may have a lawsuit going on or something legal. There's a big, you know, strong legal vibe here. You also may be trying to control things very much, or you may be in a relationship to the Knight of Swords can be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius male, predominantly. Cancer can also be Scorpio or Cancer, and it can be also female. I don't see the Knight of Swords as being you, okay, even though it's in the center. So I see you as being the female here, either breaking up with this Knight of Swords person, or there's always like a Libra. To me, there's a very strong Libra vibe, okay? So whether you're an Aries, whether you're, you know, Aries, like ascendant, sun, or moon, and you have some Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, I feel like you're an Aries female having conflict with this Knight of Swords, okay, which can be, again, the Cancer, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius male. Okay, so if you're an Aries female, that's your issue. Can also be with the Pisces, though, as well, because the Pisces was showing up, and you have Days of Cups as a foundation, and there's a lot of fish there. So this is also financial, the promise of good finances flowing in, money's flowing in. I do like to see this as a foundation. However, it's not solid, okay? So for whatever reason, there's money flowing in, but the foundation in your life is changeable. It's going to change, okay? Because fish are constantly changing their mind, okay? And I do feel like things are going to change for you financially because, you know, chances are you're going through a breakup or divorce, like, or a legal situation if you are single, okay? Because you have the strong temperance legal vibe here as well. So I feel like the legal stuff that you're going through is going to change your situation. Either you're going to move or they're going to move, or you're no longer going to be stable financially, or stable in the way that you've been, okay? It doesn't mean you're going to be poor. I don't see that, but because, you know, it's sort of like the wheel, you know, it's like what comes up, you know, must go down, what's down must go up. There's this changeable element here for you for the last 2 weeks in April, okay? Even though this is the foundation, I count the foundation when I'm doing my reading, especially the last 2 weeks for the mid readings, because I do feel like it is an element that's a key element, key ingredient to the reading and to the energy at play. I feel like you have the Knight of Wands in the position of your emotions. So you may be a younger Aries male, or you may be a Aries female thinking about another fire sign male. Okay, so if, say, you're a younger Aries female, you may be thinking about dating this Knight of Wands person. You may be currently dating this Knight of Swords person, and either you're going to break up with that person, or, yeah, most likely you're going to break up with that person. If you're an Aries male who's a little bit younger, I feel like you kind of have a wandering eye, and you may be dating two ladies. Again, I feel like there's a strong dating two here, strong dating two. For the Aries guys, I feel like it's not just, some of you are dating too, but some of you are, you know, balancing your home life and your work life, balancing your, you know, maybe you have 2 kids, balancing maybe even 2 jobs. There's the element of 2 here. You do, once you get past this breakup, like I feel like this breakup is like imminent, and it's like really strong. You have all 3 major key legal cards here. So, you know, if you don't have a lawyer, get one, okay? If you're in a relationship, you need to get one, period. For those of you who are single and, you know, going through a breakup, it needs to happen. Like, don't delay. The energy is so strong that really, so to me, it's a legal, the Temperance card is a legal card because there's like these scales here, and she's, you know, there's this thing, there's this split up the page, and she's, to me, this is contemplating, this is also separation, being separated. She's contemplating legal things. And then We have the Justice card, which is traditionally a legal card. You know, a lot of times it is the Libra. You may have a strong Libra in your chart too, or you may be involved in with a Libra, okay? And then the third is the Tower, which I see as the divorce or breakup. This is the broken home, okay? So, you know, your blessings are blocked because of this relationship. So if you're in a relationship that sucks ass, you need to leave. Don't try to fill it. Don't try to make it, fix it. No, no, no. Like, it needs to happen where it needs to go. Like, that's it. Like, that's the bottom line. And you would have the World, okay, the World card coming in from the outside if you didn't have the Tower. So it's like after you go through this breakup, the world's going to become your oyster. There's going to be a lot of prosperity and abundance to be had at that time, like afterwards. Your blessings will become unblocked. And since your blessings will become unblocked, you will have... You know, you get your mojo back. You're gonna get your mojo back, Aries. Like, I don't feel like you have your mojo, you know, mid-April. Towards the end, I feel like you get it back. Okay, if you go through this divorce or breakup. Okay. Now, for those of you who are single, the Tower can be a death in the family, or it can be an accident. So for those of you who are single, I want you to be very careful. I want you to go slowly. I do not recommend texting and driving. I feel like some of you are going to be multitasking, trying to do too many things at once, and you're accident prone, okay? And so you're going to drop the ball somewhere. This is also job loss too. You know, this could be, you know, you have 2 jobs and maybe you lose one of them, or, you know, you're juggling your work and your kids, and, you know, you lose your job or something happens. Because when I see it connecting to the Knight of Wands, to me, that's a car accident. So some of you, it's a car accident, okay? I feel less though, like only a handful, because I feel like predominantly the majority of people that are watching are in some kind of a relationship, even if it's like an ex that's sort of coming back. This is like, you know, it needs to happen where there needs to be some kind of breakup or divorce. Like, that's the main message. For those of you who are single, you need to be very careful about driving. Again, like I said, the Knight of Wands, when it comes up with the Tower, that is a car accident to me. I don't see it as much a death in the family though, although it could be death in the family. Because you do have the King of Swords here as well, and the King of Swords can indicate, if it's matched with the Tower, indicate passing away. Someone, you know, an older Aries, you know, so say you're older, this is like an older Aries passing away. Or it could be like an older Aries person in your life. I don't feel like, for those of you who are younger, I don't feel like that this is you. I feel like it's somebody else. Okay, so getting your mojo back. I was going to show you. Okay, so mojo here. This is mojo. You get the joy card, okay? The position of your attitude. This is jumping for joy. Then you get the wish card, which I do see as a Libra. Again, so there's a strong Libra vibe, okay? But to me, this is very positive energy, okay? I see it. And it can be like an older person. It can be like, I was thinking before, like in the Pisces video, I thought it might be like an older, like a parent or somebody like that. This could be your mom or your dad in some cases. But I do feel like it's more female energy. So, you know, but then she is wishing for the page. Maybe, you know, again, this is mother-daughter. You know, I see this as being mother-daughter. So you could be watching this for your daughter. Message me if that's the case, because you may be the Libra female watching it for a daughter. You may be Libra female who has a daughter, okay? And, you know, you're wishing for positive things for her, and she's going to be successful. I want to tell you that. Like, I feel like she's going to be very successful. You don't need to worry about her. You know, she has a lot of talents and abilities, okay? I mean, this is the musician, this is the dancer, this is the singer, this is the person who's, you know, out there in the world, okay, doing things, coming and going. Strong musician vibe. You may be a musician as well. I see a lot of Aries as musicians, okay, especially Aries females. Aries guys, I feel like you're more... A lot of times Aries guys are more family oriented. So, you know, Aries female is family oriented too, but I feel like Aries guys are very family oriented. So if you're watching this and you're an Aries guy, you may just be very focused on your family. Because to me, the Four of Wands is happy family times. This is like the, you know, the parents with the 2 kids and they're going off to the water park, or they're, you know, going off and, you know, having a bonfire, doing something fun, you know. I just see it as spending time with your kids if you have them, but the universe is giving you some like serious positive energy. You're back in character towards the end of April. Sort of mid-April, I feel like it's about resolving things. It's resolving your conflicts. It's taking time alone to think things through, because you have the Hermit crowning you. So this is taking time, you know, away. You also may be in a relationship to an Aquarius, or there may be like an Aquarius. Again, there's a strong Aquarius, Libra, Gemini vibe here. So, you know, you may be in a relationship to an Aquarius, or maybe watching this for, like, you may have like an Aquarius sun, you know, Aries moon or something like that, or Aquarius sun and Aries sun or something like that, too, and you're watching this for you. Or you could be watching it for someone else also. The Hermit, though, to me is thinking things through, trying to figure out what you want to do. And my suggestion is, get the divorce. That's it. Or break up. That's it. and because, you know, it also could be, you know, this is a person. So you may be divorcing someone who looks like this, or someone who has maybe a little bit of psychic ability. Although I see the world person as someone who you wouldn't want to divorce, but it could be like if you're an older Aries male and this could be your wife, this could be like a long-term relationship. Because the world to me is cycles. The world to me is time. So, but also, it's a lot of abundance too. If the world is coming in right after the Tower, you're not going to have to worry. I don't feel like you're going to be struggling financially, okay? But you have to be careful, because the Ace of Cups as the foundation means that things are liquid, things are fluid, things are not like really set in stone. So things can change at any moment. Hence the Tower comes in and just sort of like, you know, you also may have like big expenses. You know, you may have a lot of money that comes in, but then you also may spend it. Like it might just kind of keep, you kind of may be like on a you might have a revolving door kind of relationship to money, where it's like you get $10,000 and then you spend $10,000. You know, you get your settlement from the lawsuit, and then there goes the money, you know, again for something else. So I just feel like there's, or, you know, you may have a partner who's like that too. It may not be you. Like, you know, I do see Aries though as having a difficult time to hanging on to their money in some cases. They, you know, typically they like to spend, they like to buy new things, and then they don't, I don't feel like they watch their money as much as other people do. I mean, there are some people that are very tight-fisted. To me, the Aries can be the tight-fisted person, or the Aries can also be the person who's very generous and very giving and loves to spend. So it can go either way. I just feel like you are blocked by relationships, and so you need to clear out anybody in your life that isn't really serving you well at this point in time. If you're arguing, if there's cheating, I don't feel like, I mean, the Two of Pentacles is someone who's not necessarily like all and out cheating, lying, like, but they may be thinking about cheating too, in some cases thinking about cheating, or they may be doubled up, and like they haven't told you that you're exclusive or whatever, like, so they're dating other people, but they're not like cheating on you because you're not actually technically in a relationship with them. You may see, you got to be careful, Aries females especially, you got to be careful, because there may be some of you who are dealing with somebody who's like doesn't want to tell you they don't want commitment, and they're doubled up, or they just want to date multiple people and they're not telling you that either. So you need to watch out for that. You need to trust. I feel like you have the Queen of Cups here too. I pulled another card to see what else is going on. There are a lot of people around you. This is the card. The Queen of Cups to me is about trust. Being in a place of deep trust, trusting that everything's going to work out. I don't see, aside from the tower, I mean, aside from that, you know, just the tower, just the little old tower, just getting blown to smithereens. Aside from that, I don't see a lot of other major blockages. To me, that's like your only blockage. So you have to be careful again. Those of you who are single, you need to go slow. You need to slow down. Make sure you're watching carefully what you're doing mid-April. Also, but I do feel like you're going to come out of it okay. Like even worst case scenario, things happen. And I'm not trying to fearmonger here or telling everybody. Worst case scenario, something happens. You're going to come out of it okay because, you know, you have the Page of Wands and the Joy card too as, you know, later in April following that. So any loss that you may sustain, I feel like it's going to be okay. I just want to say that. I feel like the World to me is a healing card. The Queen of Cups is also healing energy too. The Queen of Cups is sort of just like, to me, it's about healing. Healing, and you know, I'm thinking also the journey of the Fool. Okay, the journey of the Fool in the tarot is, you know, the Tower can be a revelation. Okay, Tower can be a revelation, but it's also going through certain obstacles and things and learning lessons along the way. And then the World is sort of like the completion point of completion. So it may be a death in the family, but I feel like it's a lesson that you have learned, okay? And you have learned it really well. And so you're completing something. Whatever is taken away from you via the Tower is given back in like the lesson of realizing what is most important. And all the lessons that you have learned prior are kind of building up to the World. The World is sort of like a completion type thing. It's a completion thing. So it's where you've gotten to a point where you can really say, okay, I've traveled far and I've learned much. And you really have, okay? But there's a lot of people elements here. A lot of people elements. The Queen of Cups and the World person can be the same person. If you are like wanting to get into a new relationship, I feel like this is a new female, this is a new relationship. It may also just be like a friend or somebody who's, you know, around. To me, this is a psychic. You may be talking to a psychic, you may be talking to me. This is someone who's very in tune with their surroundings. Aries, guys, if you're dating a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio female, this is also the Taurus as well. So it could be like a Taurus friend. This could also be your mom, your sister, your daughter, person that's there, that's psychic. Okay. Again, it could be just someone that you're talking to as well. But I feel like that this person has a lot of healing energy, and anything that's kind of disrupted by the Tower, I feel like she's going to help you sort of heal from it. So it could be a new relationship coming in for you, you know, after that. Some of you are really like going, when am I going to find love? Similar to Pisces. So again, you know, she may be very upset. If you break up with her, she may be very upset, but water signs generally, you know, they have a lot of emotion. So this is something to expect. But don't, like, I want to say don't get back with an ex, okay? Because the energy here is, if guys and girls, the energy here is moving on, moving forward, getting rid of the old, ushering in the new. If you usher in the new, you're going to have the World. You're going to have abundance. You're going to have learned so much from this experience, and you're going to be able to say you've learned so much and you've traveled far and learned much. And then you're going to move into a time that's more, I want to say, joyful. Like, it's filled with joy and happiness, and the universe is saying, go out, meet people. You know, if you're if you're getting a divorce or breaking up with someone, you're going to meet, I want to say, meet someone new via your actions. You have to take the action step to go out and meet people. You can't expect them to fall into your lap. Generally speaking, it doesn't happen that way. I'm not feeling, at least in April, early May, I don't feel like it's going to happen that way. But again, this is sort of a cleanup. There's a lot of cleanup here to do. But I do feel like there is support from other people. I don't feel like you're alone in any of the stuff that you're going through. If you are, say like a young single Aries, again, young single Aries, I mean, I just don't see that you're really coming up here. I feel like the energies are being overshadowed by the older energies, or people's energies who are going through a divorce, or say like you're even not even younger and single. Say maybe you've already been through divorce. Okay, let's just say. I feel like the Tower may be, in your case, a sudden realization or a sudden breakthrough. There may be like a breakthrough that happens. In some cases, that's unexpected. Something that happens to you unexpected. Now, the Tower came up for me when I got a new roommate once. Okay, so it may not be as big as all that. Okay, it's what I was saying for a lot of people. But because it's in this position, there's something that you need to not delay on. So if, say, even if you're married, say you're happily married or happily in a relationship, you need to not delay. Anything that you've been contemplating, you need to put it into action. That's part of being the Aries. So for those of you who like want to move forward doing XYZ, whatever that XYZ is for you, you need to move forward with it. Do not delay, because the universe will hit you over the head with a 2x4 saying, wake up, Aries, it's time to get moving, it's time to do this, it's time to, you know, blast off into the universe and take charge. Okay, so don't delay. You know, the Tower comes in to wake you up. The Tower comes in when you recognize that you are one like cog in the machine, and there's like the bigger picture. Okay, and the bigger picture usually scares the Aries, but in this case, you need to recognize what your part in everything is, and that you're not like singular. You're not singular. There is more to life than just what you're going through at this time. There are other people. And so the Tower, in a way, teaches us compassion. The Tower teaches us how to let go. The Tower wakes up, you know, kind of wakes up our inner emotions. The Tower brings us into our real selves. I mean, it's a true game changer type. And I said that, it's weird, I said that again for, I think, Pisces, or it might have been Aquarius. I don't remember, but it was like, to me, it's like a true game changer. The Tower is. It's very strong. So for those of you who, you know, again, who are single, who don't have a partner, it may just be a time where there's something that happens that throws you for a loop, and it changes your perspective on things. It's just sort of like a perspective change. But I would caution you to very much slow down, you know, because even like small things can happen. Small sudden things can happen where you drop and you break a glass, or you know, somebody calls you from out of the blue. It's one of those things. But I think on a bigger level, you know, the Tower is a major arcana card, so it's less the small things and it is more the bigger things. It's more, you know, suddenly you have to move, or suddenly you've got to, you know, go, you know, travel here to do this, or suddenly, you know, something happens to someone in the family and you got to go take care of it. So it's one of those things. To be kind of ready for pretty much anything for mid-April, but for those of you who are looking for love and romance, you need to take more action. I do want to say that that's very important. That's all I'm going to leave you with. I know I'm kind of leaving you a little bit hanging note, but I've covered everything that I really was feeling, and I've pulled a whole bunch of extra cards. So for you guys, I definitely would recommend a private reading. It's going to be the most helpful. Yeah, so definitely email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, if you'd like to do that. And I will be back again for your May 2016 horoscopes. And so stay tuned, and I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care. All the best. Bye.